What's up, Stellar fans? Today we're talking about The Last of Us. So, I love the show. I've played the game. I've played it once and then watched two other people play it. And I've also watched the second game be played. So I know the whole story pretty well. And there will be spoilers in this video if you haven't seen the show or played the game. Go back, do one of those two things. Come back and watch the video. I would much appreciate it. And before we get started, I wanted to talk about two things. So last video, I got a comment saying I should do an Oscar video. And I just want to know what the rest of you guys think about that. Because I'd love to do it. I love the Oscars. I think it's a really cool idea and fun way to celebrate people who have been in movies. I mean, it's a lot of hard work to be working on a movie in any sort of way. So winning an Oscar is a big deal to them, and I think it's cool just because I love movies. Second thing, let me know what you guys think about me doing reaction videos. I would love to do reactions. I really think that sounds like a lot of fun to me. I'm trying to figure out how to do it, so I'd love to react to shows like The Last of Us or like The Mandalorian that's coming out right now. But for right now, I'll just stick to reviews. So to get right into the review, I love the show. There were some things that they changed from the game that I didn't love, but I'm going to do my best to recap the show and share my thoughts in a short amount of time. I love the things that they followed from the game. So Joel, in the first episode, we get introduced to his daughter Sarah, and we see their relationship, and we actually see their relationship a little bit better than we do in the game, which I really liked. It was a really cool way to just let us feel like we're in good hands, you know, like the creators of this show really care about the game, and you see that at the end of every episode. They do a little thing, a little segment where they talk about the episode, which is really cool. I really enjoyed watching those. But anyways, so we see the relationship between Joel and Sarah, and as y'all know, Sarah dies at the end of the episode, which is heart-wrenching and heartbreaking, and you wonder, wow, this is about to be a really hard show, you know? Like, this story is hard to get through, but it's a beautiful story because it's about Joel healing from the death of his daughter, and that's why we see it right at the beginning. And so as the show progresses, Joel meets Ellie, but he's really hard to her at first. He doesn't want her in his life. She's just cargo. He says that in an episode. He just wants to get her to Salt Lake. Well, first to Colorado is where they think they're going, just so that they can possibly find a cure because Ellie's immune. But as we see the show progress, they go through a lot of things, and slowly, very slowly, the roles start reversing. So Ellie starts to become more hardened, and she sees the world how it really is, and she sees that she's going to have to be tough and gritty to be able to survive in this world. And Joel, who already knows all that stuff, is learning how to be soft and be more father-like and open his heart back up to Ellie. And there are different characters that do this, like Sam and Henry being one of them. They have a father-son relationship, and Joel sees that. And he sees, okay, maybe there's a way to be happy. But he's still not there yet. He doesn't really know exactly how he can do that. And so something really cool that happens in episode 8 is that Ellie goes through something really hard. She has to take care of Joel. Joel's hurt, and she has to go out on her own, do her own thing. But she goes through something super traumatic with David. I think David was a great character in the game and the show. I mean, he's a terrible person, but well-written character. And I just think that moment develops Ellie so much. She learns how to survive in this world. She learns that this world's really messed up, and that she would do anything to help this world. Anything to help the world become better. And so that's why that episode perfectly ties into the finale, because then we get to the dilemma where Joel is the one talking, Ellie's the one that's sad, she's traumatized, and she just wants to do what's right. And Joel has now realized that Ellie is his daughter. He's taken on that father role, and he wants to be that for her. And so he's just trying to get her to the hospital. He even tells her at one point, we can just turn around. Let's get out of here. I don't want to be here anymore, and hopefully you don't either. But Ellie's like, no, we've come this far. I want to do what's right. And so Joel's like, okay, I'll take you to the hospital. And they get there. Joel finds out that she's going to have to die to possibly find a cure. and he can't take that. There's no way he can lose another daughter after he just healed from his first one. I mean, he's just getting through that. And it doesn't mean that Sarah's replaced, but that Ellie has sort of filled the hole in his heart. And it's just this terrible decision that he has to make, but I'm sure I'll understand more once I have kids of my own. I would do literally anything to protect them. But there's something about this episode that I wish we could have seen more of, and that's infected. Across the whole show, there was one episode, I think episode 5, that there was a ton of infected, and that was awesome, because then you see, wow, there's a lot of these things, and they're scary. But I don't feel like we felt the weight of the infected, especially in the last episode, just because you don't see them too often. And especially in the last episode, there's a moment in the game where there's a lot of infected that you have to get through, and it just makes that decision Joel make feel so much more harsh and more controversial. And I think that's where it should be. We should be debating whether Joel made the right decision or not. But in the show, it kind of just feels like, well, yeah, of course he saved Ellie. Why would he not? But if it had been super fresh in our minds, if we had seen that episode, a ton of infected, and then he goes and stops Ellie from possibly curing the infected, I mean, that's hard. That's hard to watch. But it's beautiful at the same time, because Joel will do anything for Ellie. He loves her. And honestly, I love this show. There were some changes they made, like Bill and Frank. I think I missed Bill's relationship with Ellie from the game, but I understand that the reason they did it was to flesh out the world, help us understand what it might be like for some people in this situation and some people in another situation in another episode. And so it just helped us feel what the world might be like. So I totally understand that. But anyways, that's my overall thoughts of the whole show. I know it was kind of packed, but it was a lot. It was a lot to fit in. And so, yeah, I'm grateful to be doing this. I'm grateful for all of you guys who have subscribed already and who have just watched the videos even. Just please consider liking and subscribing and commenting. Those things help me get my name out there, so more people see me. I have a goal to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which is a big goal, I know, but I think it's accomplishable. I just need help from you guys. I'll do my part, but you gotta do yours too. I can't get subscribers without you guys, and this is a big dream of mine to be able to be doing this. So I would really appreciate it, and love you all. Thank you for subscribing, and let me know what you thought of The Last of Us and what you think of the show going forward. If you know the story of the second game, if you're excited for it or if you're nervous for it, and you could be nervous for it if you know the second game story. But anyways, appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see you all later.